Hi, I'm Jürgen Wolf, author of Your Writing Coach, which is a book published by Nicholas Brealey. And I'm here with another tip for you. This time it's about overcoming writing blocks. Now, writer's block is a term you've probably heard lots of times. It's that point where you just get stuck and it seems like you can't write anything at all. And there are lots of ideas that people have come up with over the years for how to overcome that. Changing the scenery, going to a different place, trying to write in a different place, and so on. The one that I've found the most useful is kind of unusual. It may sound a little weird to you, but bear with me. And I think if you ever have this issue and you try it, you will find that it does work. It involves a process of visualization, or just let's call it imagination, because it isn't always visual. But basically what we're doing is we're imagining or pretending that the block is something with which we can communicate. Now, the block that is stopping you, when you imagine it, might come up as an image. It might come up as a wall, for example, or it might come up as some sort of animal that's fierce and stopping you, or it could be anything. It could just even be a color, for instance. But what you do is imagine that it has some sort of form, some sort of shape, or it might be a sound, it might be a voice saying, no, don't write, or whatever it might be for you. So first of all, get in touch with what form it takes for you when you try to make it something tangible. And then secondly, and this is the slightly weird part, imagine that it can talk. Imagine it can communicate with you. So you do this in a very relaxed setting, you imagine it, and then you ask, why are you stopping me? What are you trying to achieve? Because the premise behind this whole technique is that when you have a writer's block or any kind of creative block, it usually has a positive intention. It's trying to protect you in some way. It may be that you get halfway through a book or a screenplay or whatever you've written, and you're starting to fear it's not good enough. Because seldom, in the first draft especially, is what we're writing really as good as we hoped it would be. So sometimes this subconscious force kicks in and tries to get you to stop because it feels like there's no way it's going to be as good as you hoped it would be. So that's a protective intention. Of course, the outcome is not very positive for you. Yes, it protects you from being disappointed at what the thing is like when it's done, but it also, unfortunately, stops you from ever finishing it and benefiting from finishing it. So the first thing is to find out what's the positive intention of the block. What's it trying to do? How's it trying to help you? And once you've ascertained that, you can also ask it, how else can I achieve this? In other words, rather than stopping dead in the water and not writing at all, are there any steps that we could take, the block and me, to protect myself, but to release the block? And one of the most common and useful methods is to just take things in small steps. So in other words, to say, okay, I acknowledge I'm disappointed in my first draft. It's not as good as I hoped it would be, but I know that when I go back and rewrite, I can make it better. So what I'm going to do is just now finish this chapter. And that's my next step. And then you can take it chapter by chapter or bit by bit, scene by scene in the screenplay, and just make it safe, basically, for you to take each step at a time. And I think you'll find that really helps you to break down what may be a daunting and blocking process into something that you can achieve step by step. And again, when it's done, you may almost definitely feel it isn't as good as it could be, because hardly anybody ever writes a perfect first draft. And then you can go on to the art of rewriting, which is something that I'll be discussing in another video, giving some tips on that. For now, I hope that'll help you cope with any writing blocks that come up. There's more information about this in the book, Your Writing Coach, and there is also a website, yourwritingcoach.com, that features bonuses for every chapter in the book, plus some additional material. So have a look at that, have a look at the book, and come back for more videos. Thanks for watching.